Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. This is Starters Order 7. And, yeah. What seemed to be a competitive but frustrating season has kind of led us to believe that our hunt for the 140 ratings on Ramscoop and Bounding Orphan are kind of dead. That's just what it is. We might have some good runs, we might have some wins, but I don't feel we're going to gain enough rating to max out at 140 with either of those. That being said, a couple of our 3-year-olds are looking pretty good and starting to move into that territory. So, yeah, we do have Promise Princess booked in the first leg of the Japanese Triple Crown, the Satsuki Show, which is a mile 2. And I think she can run. I think a mile 2 to a mile 4, she feels possible in. The mile 7, the third leg, is going to be a real tough one. We've also got the second legs of UK and Ireland, Sweet King Braze. I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know about Sweet King Braze. I used to think he had the most distance of everyone and he's got the biggest stamina bar, but he doesn't run like it, or maybe the others don't run like their bars is more feasible and more true. So I think he's a mile 3. He didn't win the first leg anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but I don't have a mile 4 horse to run. And then Demolition Damager, who I feel is a mile 3 to a mile 4 as well. Similar kind of distance, maybe actually our best distance horse. Just ahead of Promise Princess, and they might just be ahead of Sweet King Brace. Like, did get down to a mile in a not great field, but won the first leg of the Irish Triple Crown. So we do have the duty-free Irish Derby. Yeah, I feel, I wouldn't say confident, but I feel comfortable with that race. I think a mile 6 is definitely too far. Um, yeah, I do feel it's definitely too far. We do have the Secretariat for Tidal Force. And then the Asura Kinen, no one else is going to run, so you might as well run it. Yeah, that's 100% my thought there. Much Demure just feels, looks, runs like a mile 1. We could get up to a mile 2 or maybe a touch more. I don't know. Feels like a mile 1. And that would mean Tidal Force would kind of need a new jockey here, right? So 8-7, 7-12. Cabrera it is again. The Woodwood, 5th of September. Don't feel like that's a bad shout. I don't feel like that's a bad show. And then Swan Dive is again interesting to me. Swan Dive is very interesting to me. We've always pulled the horse off the Triple Crown run if they didn't win in leg 1, leg 2. Promise Princess has kind of run all 3 when they haven't won the first 2, but like that's a rarity. Swandive's just proven they can get a mile 4 and has run the furthest out of all our horses and won. Why don't we test her in a race of more quality? For sure. If anyone can get to a mile 6, it's the horse that's won at a mile 4 and 55 yards. It's the most proven horse over distance. Which means then I'm looking at a mile 3, and I know there's not going to be much. Or anything for colts. So I could look for a mile 4 and come down to a mile 3. I'd have to challenge later. That looks like an absolute terrible field for a race worth 4 million. That looks like a really bad field that's short for $1 million. I'd rather the slightly more difficult run, to be fair, in Japan. Okay. So Orphan, mile 2, Deauville, France. Challenge later slightly. It's not going to matter. Probably because we are agitated. Game is going to freeze. But okay. I don't love that we're agitated. I'm going to try. I'm just going to try the jockey instructions here. The Prix Jean Romanet. 1 mile 2. Class 1 grade 1 for 4-year-olds and above on turf. Orphan's got to win this and got to win this by like 6 to 8 lengths to have any jump in rating worthwhile to kind of get to 140. So we're kind of at ludicrous levels now where it's going to take something almighty to get where we want to go. But she will go to the front. Ocean Mermaid at the back with Mention McDonald, Betty by Chic, Shipper, Weyak, Impetuous Dress, Killamovi Dona, good horse. Degree Appetit, French Blink, Alufuf, Plod, and Reservation Link in the Red Silks in second place, half a mile from home, climbing the hill. We're going to look for this one and see now as horses come up. Bounding Orphan is going to go late, and here comes Kilmovie Donna, as we knew they would. Very good horse, the best horse in the field. We're not quite getting up on Degree Appetit. We're going to fall off. We're going to take third. It's not a bad run for the Pink Triangle. 100% isn't. Yeah. Yeah, if we weren't so wound up and agitated, I think we get a lot closer. I still don't think we beat Kilmovie there. So yeah, we're back down to 130, which is the first time this year that we've been that low. We started at 131. We got all the way up to a 139 after the Dubai World Cup. And then we've just been falling off and not getting what we want done. 13 Group 1 wins, 130 rated, 16 of 33 career, almost 28 prize money. I'm calling it. Boning Orphan has had a great career. They have won the World Cup trio. But yeah, they are 100% going into the barn. 100% going into the barn when the game decides to respond. 100% going into the barn. And they're going with Cold Quest. And that gives whatever the fall of this pairing is, a 16 grade 1 winning sire with a 13 grade 1 winning dam. So, High Life had a fantastic career, did really, really well, looks really good. And Boning Orphan has slightly more distance, looks very similar, and is also very good. Not going to complete the 4-year-old season. Both of them finish at 130 after being in the 140 hunt. But that to me feels right. And we're down to 7 runners. 6 3-year-olds and a 4-year-old. Ram Scoop not only probably doesn't get a 140 rating, but is one bad race for them, or one good race from either Swan Dive or more likely Demolition Damager from not even being the top rated horse in our stable, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Much demure, Tidal Force. Let's get this going. Let's get back to winning ways. Very difficult horses to beat here. Mekong Dinkum is the big one. Irene Bennett runs well but doesn't win much. Could say the same for Much Demure to a certain degree as well. But I do think a mile 1 is great for us. We're just up against a horse that likes to also run a mile 1. Possibly a mile 2. But, you know, not a million miles away and has huge quality. So, the Del Mar Oaks Class 1, Grade 1, over a mile 1 for 3-year-olds on the turf. Del Mar. We don't run here that much. It used to be somewhere I'd always run. No, it doesn't really seem to be a place I see us running too many races for some reason. I don't know why, but we'll go towards the front in this one. Madney Prize, another good horse. Not a great horse. Mivlana Swar and Zingana Pace up near the front. Drumago Florari and Mekong Dinkum coming up there now to join as well. Verbose Mata, Ashgar Bouquet is in this one. Lovely Bennett and Irene Bennett, sorry, Lovely Shang. We're under the final furlong. We're driving out. There doesn't seem to be a ton coming from distance. Mekong Dinkum is coming up, is coming on decently. Astrogal from the back, but it's just a nice run. It's a fairly easy run. And yeah, Much Demure was on distance. Mekong might have been slightly off distance. But that is a fairly dominant display in that race. Nothing really to write home about. So I'm kind of glad. I'm really kind of glad we showed up for that one. We haven't had a best of runs. But also, it doesn't feel like we've had good runs for Much Demure either. So that we won a couple here in May, but they're, you know, not amazing. The Mile Cup is pretty big. But then we win at a mile 1. Then we got to come back down to a mile. We do win, the Cape Guineas, but we then don't get up to the Classic, even though I know we like a mile 1. We try and come back down for the 1,000 Guineas. That doesn't work out. So to come back up at a mile 1 again, no, and get this done. It's a little hit and miss, a little back and forth, but for a good horse that hasn't had much consistency in running. I feel it's good against, again, like 1, 2, 3 good horses and a great horse, just not generational. And we are slightly above their levels. So yeah, that's pleasing. That one is 100% pleasing. And then we move on. The Secretariat at Arlington Park, ridden by David Cabrera. Again, I mean, I don't hate this field at all. Carrie Spangle's here, but nobody else I think is a threat. Gracia, we've seen run before. Pampa Bella, we've seen run before, not for a while. Got a Canadian Grade 3 coming down. Maybe there's something, but 1 Mile Secretariat, Class 1 Grade 1 for 3 rows on the turf at Arlington Park today. And it just feels like, again, another race that we should win, and that's very dangerous to be in. Very dangerous at times to be in. So, yeah, we'll kind of see where we go. Carrie Spangle near the front, then behind Rugged Blanc, then back to Bob's Hassel, Akasma Gracia, Sandomia's Flight, Adare Dakota, Pampa Bear Painting, Femme Chausini, White Moss Neville, and us at the back. We are in picture, and 2 from home coming onto the home stretch. We are going to really put the burners on now and chase down, but there goes Carrie Spangle, the big Grade 1 in this field, but my God, we are motoring and nobody else really is. A couple of others have come up from the back. Neville might come up and take 3rd place. Carrie Spangle up into 2nd. But a great run from Tidal Force, and just everything I wanted to do, it went ahead and did. Tiny little increase there in our rating. I wish we had a little more consistent winning. We got a 3rd place and a 5th place here that don't feel like they should have been that low. And we got a couple of 2nd places in Triple Crown races as well that it would have been really nice to win. But yeah, I feel like this horse could do something across distances even without adaptability. We're just seeing it run at a 1.4 and 7 furlongs and do something. Does feel like there's more there. We have got the Woodward and the Asurikeen in. So, yeah, we might see something there. 100% we might see something there. Do I feel like there's a 1.2 in this horse? I don't know, honestly. I don't actually know. Personal Ensign we can 100% go for. But yeah, I don't know if there's more there. Right now, I'm also looking at these 3-year-olds, especially the 3-year-olds right now, not named Demolition Damager and Promise Princess. And I'm thinking next season who runs a 1 exceptionally well. Swan Dive, Much Demure, maybe Promise Princess, maybe Tidal Force. Got the World Cups next year. Already starting to think, with these 3-year-olds, who could be there? Princess isn't going to be at the distance, but can get down to it and is a quality horse. Swan Dive can get a 1.2, can probably come down a little bit. We've got a shot there. Much demure feels like a mile 1. Can we get up to a mile 2? Yeah, probably. Probably. If there's more consistency, I'd feel more confident there. Can Tidal Force get a mile 2 for the Dubai World Cup? It's interesting. If I do that, then maybe we don't really have a miler for next season. But I also don't mind that. And that would mean Swan Dive, Much Demure maybe don't have much to run. And if that's the case, they can go in the breeding barn. It's definitely interesting for me. It's definitely interesting. Okay. Frankie Hauer is gonna be in this one with Help Me Ronda Oberon. We're a good horse. We are a good horse. A mile 2? I just don't want to do jockey instructions. I probably should, but I don't want to. Um, yeah, first leg of the Japanese Triple Crown then. So we're still in the Irish Triple Crown. And this is our shot at the Japanese Triple Crown. First of 3. The Satsuki Show at Nakayama. 1 mile 2 furlong Class 1 Grade 1 for 3-year-olds upon the Japanese turf. Couple of good horses in this one. Frankie Hauer, Help Me Ronda Oberon. And I believe Tabuji is also a Grade 1 horse. I could be wrong, but I think they are. At the back, Help Me Rona, Frankie Hauer, Kermesi, Gale. Then it's us up to Calmos, Somerville, Ledgerwood, Fling, behind Wedding Tabuji. Coming up now to 5 furlongs. We got this right-hander. Then we'll be on the home stretch. Frankie Hauer coming up on the outside, jockeying into position now. Alongside us, 4 in a row. Coming down to the final 1.5 furlongs. Hauer's going to go for this. We're going to go for this. We're kind of moving in unison. They've got a little bit more pace. Do they have the stamina to keep it up, or can we come back on them? The whole field is kind of here. Half a furlong from home. Frankie Hauer doesn't feel like they're going to hold up and drop off on this one. The Japanese Triple Crown is dead. Promise Princess ran well, just ran into a good horse. Just ran into a good horse. Tidal Force beaten in the Australian Derby. No Promise Princess beaten in the Satsuki Show. Frankie Hauer could be a good horse. And they are in for the Tokyo Yushun. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Um. Ooh, what do we do? What do we do? Like Sweet King Braze is currently running. The Yushun. I got to make my mind up about these. I don't feel like the Woodwards. No, makes sense. I think I'd rather go for the Keenan. I feel that's the right call. Um, Yeah. But I just want to run Princess. In that. And then we'll just push Braze to the Jockey Club Derby. I just feel like that's right. I just feel like that's right. So, okay, Ram Scoop. Ram Scoop. What are we going to do with you? Well, we're going to have to wait and see because Personal Ensign is first much demure back again. So, yeah, this is kind of like a Triple Crown audition with the World Cup races next year. Kind of what this is. Personal Ensign, Mile 1, Grade 1 for 3-year-olds and older on dirt. Tough ask of much demure. But as I say, we've got some huge races next season early on. Now, much demure might be the most on distance for them. So this audition is, like I say, really tough ask, but badly needed as well with that in mind. Tied intellect up with us. Rosa makes a hideaway, Playgirl Affair, dropping back to a bunch of horses. Mariner coming up now. Bolshin coming up as well. We do step out at the final furlong marker on the home stretch, driving for the line. We've got about a length, shortening to half a length over Hideaway. Poppets dropping back in third. Hideaway's going to come at us on the line, but by about half a length in a tough race against 4-year-olds and a 5-year-old. Couple of good rating horses. Much Demure wins. Up to a 132 rating. That's 5 Grade 1 wins. A second, a third, and a fourth. And 2/3 early in the season. So yeah, the opportunity's been there. The quality hasn't always. But the last race gave me some confidence. It put it back in the conversation. This race was more impressive. This gives me a little bit of confidence. I don't know who else is in the conversation. Ramscoop sweating badly. Just, yep. Probably would have won. Probably would have won. Less than a length after sweating badly. But I'm not watching that race. I'm just not watching that race. That's it's brutal. It's really brutal. So Much Demure is at 132. Demolition Damager 131. Swan Dive 129. Like, that's real interesting. Considering as well, we still got 4 months of racing left. And Damager's got Triple Crown runs, which means they could jump up a few more points again. Aha. That's real interesting. I don't know how to feel about that, because, like, that to me says that we've got some really good 3-year-olds. But these really good 3-year-olds have not won consistently. Like, Promised Princess was fantastic and dropped off. Tidal Force has been a little hit and miss. Good but unlucky lately. Much Demure over the entire year has probably been the best horse. But this little second, first, third, fourth run really made me doubt her. And we haven't really thrilled the Triple Crowns outside of Promise Princess. So I feel like there's conflicting information. That being said, Damager could kind of change that narrative a little bit. It is the only Triple Crown candidate we actually have left alive at this point. Second in the Breeders' Stakes at a mile 4. Won the South African Derby at a mile 4, 55 yards. So the Derby, like, sure, why not? The Phillies winner is you. The Colts winner is you. They're on for a Triple Crown. We might be here to play spoiler. That might be the most impact we can have in a Triple Crown race right now, depending what happens tomorrow. But it's the Investec Derby, the mile 4, leg 2 of the UK Triple Crown. Class 1, Grade 1 race of 3-year-olds upon the turf at Epsom. Again, somewhere we just don't seem to race very much. Up the hill, out the chute, and we will join the racecourse very, very soon after that chute. It looks like we're clipping through trees, but I don't feel we're far back enough for that. And when I went back, it... Yeah, I gotta get really close to get away from those trees. Okay, that's very interesting. Having the spectators, like, just the other side of the rail the entire way around, I don't feel I've seen that at any other racecourse, really. We're in the middle here. We're in the thick of it, everyone knows. Can we go the outside? Don't know. But we are starting to move. A little climb here. There's the final furlong marker. Webber Guidance is there. Colby dropping off. Damo dropping off. Mate isn't anywhere in sight. And that's just going to go to Webber Guidance. Didn't see that coming, and yeah. Win the criterium. Didn't do anything in the jockey club. But maybe is going to be a threat for the Arc de Triomphe. Comes up, does something, shows out. Yeah. I feel that was a good run. It's possibly slightly better than I thought it would be. Yeah. Okay. Swan Dive doesn't feel bad at a mile 4. Just doesn't look like it has the stamina for it, but Damager as well should be a mile 4. I really want this one. We just come up short for the Irish, for the UK Derby. Now it is the Irish Derby. Grade 1 winners from South Africa and Canada, and 4 not great looking domestics. 4 and 1, 2, 3 seems likely. The 1 mile 4 furlong Dubai Duty Free Irish Derby, Class 1 Grade 1 for 3-year-olds upon the Curragh turf. And we do get off decently well up the inside. And then we are just going to tail back a little bit and join the back markers. Which, to be fair, is almost everyone anyway. Zomalus Rice, Cutting Sound, Kirby's Einstein, there with us up to Intuition Ivor, just off the back of Tito Trevor, and then a few lengths ahead, even so, Greclo. And we're probably blocked off quite badly. We're trying to engineer some room. Do we nudge people? Do we not? Do we get a steward's inquiry? Maybe we do, maybe we don't. From deep. Kirby's Ensign making a bit of a run for it, but it kind of looks like they're falling back. I thought they had a lot more pace. They're not really in the picture. They're falling away. At the final furlong marker, we are the only one in sight. We've got a head of a shadow. And here comes Kirby's Ensign, just diving into picture a little bit, but Demolition Damager takes the second leg to follow up on the first. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 3 out of 3 is what we want. Damager has the Irish St. Ledger to go. 5 1/4. 5 3/4, although display was eased. We hold a 131 rating because the competition level wasn't high enough, probably. The 2 foreign horses I thought would do well, both just didn't. And then no mugs. Greclo won the Phillies Guineas. Just ahead of Cutting Sound. So the biggest question we've got left is what's out there at mile 6, mile 7. 2 miles. Mile 5. What game breeds are out there? How good are they? Because that's what's going to stop us from winning this Triple Crown. Is going to be a distance grade 1 3-year-old of quality. Do they exist? I don't know, but we will find that out. This is as close as we've come. Can we get a mile 7? Hell no. Hell no. With a mile 3, they can get a mile 4. We're definitely now doing jockey instructions, so we're that far out. Is there someone out there of enough quality that gets more distance than us that's going to ruin our Triple Crown? Or can we get the job done? I don't know. Tidal Force wins every other race and has won their last race, which means we shouldn't win this. Head Pecan is here, Protector Class is here. Bunch of solid domestics, including Spinnaker and one other at grade 1 level. Yeah, this is... Ooh. It's going to be interesting. Ren Sebastian from Head Pecan, Ink Barrel Rain across Spinnaker, Katana Deer, Reigns Doesburg, Spatons Redwood, then Protect the Class and ourselves with Jacadi Santani in the White Silks now dropping off Inferior, coasting at the back. We are coming from deep, so as Protect the Class. Head Pecan is in the mix, but not coming up enough. Ryan Sebastian went out early, held on, did enough, but is going to drop off towards the end. Or maybe not. Ooh. It looked like they were coming back. I thought they might have kept it, and then they looked like they were dropping off. And then they just held on right to the death. Protected class I thought was going to get them, and then instead they dropped off. We zoomed up. We dead heat. Is technically a win. We get a grade 1. It's technically a win on our record, and we get the prize money. We don't gain rating. We stick at 125. Yeah, it's not a bad horse. That is not a bad horse. Like, Protect the Class we know is a really good horse. That's why I kind of thought they'd win it at the end. And Het Pecan, again, another good horse who we know is intermittently good. I'd love to own those two. And just to see what they are, 18 and 22 grade 1 wins, I'd love to see what they are. But technically, that's number 7 for us, number 2 for Ryan Sebastian. Yeah. Okay. Dead Heat was not on my bingo card. I feel very conflicted right now. Do I trust this? Do I trust this? Maybe I trust this. Maybe I trust it and I go earlier. Maybe I trust it and I go earlier. 3-way tie in the betting, in the ratings. Howard, Oberon, and ourselves. The 1 mile 4 furlong Tokyo Yushin Class 1 Grade 1 for 3-year-olds on the turf. We are one of the last out the gates, which doesn't matter too much. We're going to hang back anyway. Wedding to Bougie, again going towards the front. Legend Note and Loshberg Walker back to Tahoni Lorraine, Canassi Gale, and Promelady Titha. Frankie Howard in the mix. Pelagriso Midnight. Promise Princess, Help Me Ronda, Oberon, and Gairan Jumbo are all here. Half a mile to go. Long left-hand turn. We are moving up. We are getting into position, and we can get ourselves going. Frankie Howard coming up. Oberon coming up. The three of us from deep. We've gone earlier. Frankie's coming strongest. Commercy Gale trying to hold on and fight with this one. They're not going to. And Promise Princess does get up, does get above, drives out, and takes this second leg. We ruined somebody else's Japanese Triple Crown. I ain't mad at it at all. Stamina bar does not say a mile 4. But not only was it mile 4, it's more than a mile 4 because we had to use jockey instructions. Sadly, I think to get to a mile 7, we're probably going to have to use jockey instructions the other way and challenge later. So I think we're sitting at a mile 5, which you usually see the bar mile 5, mile 6, like 70 to 75% range. Not 55%. But we do like to run, and we like to run well. Sorry, Frankie, but I'm... Yeah. I'm taking this Triple Crown away from you. And I hope you're running... Yeah, you are running the Kika show. I'm glad. That's now like a little match race. That's a rubber match. One apiece right now. I like that. It gives me something to kind of go from. A Tidal Force, of course. Tidal Force was in the Asuda. I'd almost forgot about that, but that Dead Heat. It's a good run. It's a good run. I like that one. 7 grade 1s. Promise Princess takes the Yushin. 7 grade 1s. Very happy with those runs. Swan Dive, only 2. Didn't quite get the UK Derby. Yeah, I'm just not sure what that horse is. There's quality, but I think we're just struggling to find distances with a stamina bar that's lying to us 99% of the time. But with every horse, if it's not Tidal Force, then Much Demure is going to go into the World Cups. Like, that's it. Tidal Force, I feel, is just a better horse. My only other runner, possibly, for the World Cups next year is going to be Much Demure. Because I don't feel like this would be right. I don't think this is right. I don't think this is right. And I don't think this is right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um, let's book you in. Irish Triple Crown. Uh, ooh. That's the rubber match. And yeah, I feel a mile 1, a mile, which means you're the only mile 6 out there. Even though I don't think you quite get the distance, but I do feel you're probably the best one to run. I do feel you're the best one to run. Okay, Woodbine Mile, too soon. Awesome again. Touch more distance. Yeah, maybe you. Got the Shadwell. The Longchamp. Probably a touch too soon. Could wait to the QE2. Yeah, okay. Well, Much Demise is over racing. That's kind of not unexpected. We've raced these horses a lot. So 10 runs for Princess, 7 for Damager, 8 for Swan Dive, 11 for Tidal Force, 7 for Sweet King Braze, 11 for Much Demure. So as much as anyone. And again, I think that just speaks to breeding barn to end this season with Cold Quest. And that brings us down to 6. Don't know how I went the day before, but that's cool. Let's head off to Belmont. Sweet King Braze. Doesn't look like a big field, doesn't look like a great field. And we should be about on distance. So unless there's a specialist that's somehow hiding, this is us, the Jockey Club. Mile 4, here at Belmont. We are getting to the front, but to be fair, the entire field is here. Not quite. up to Cavalotti Piping, Saiga to Bougie, then us with Thin Yourself, the grey on the inside rail, up to Balangor Perceptive. Leading by about a length and a half, 2 lengths. Thin Yourself makes the adjustment. We're now coming up a little bit round the bend inside the final half a mile. 2.5 furlongs from home. 1.5. And now we see who wants it. Now we see who drives. Knock White just ahead of us. At the final furlong marker, still Thin Yourself and Balnago Perceptive. Knock White is going for this. Thin Yourself is going for this. We're coming through late. We've left it way too late. Sweet King Braze doesn't really do much, and a mile 4 is slightly too far. Yeah, we're right at a mile 3, you know. It's a horrible place to be because there just aren't any runners. Yeah. Okay. Grade 3 and a grade 2. And the Jockey Club World Cup. Up against some really good horses. Or go to Ascot. And still come up against possibly the best horse in that field with a bunch of other horses too. More difficult trip. I feel like for a horse with something to prove, that's kind of the one to go for. Yeah. Yeah, so Braze is a mile 3. But hasn't run well at a mile 4. Swan Dive is kind of in between distances. Slightly. Promise Princess is slightly in between distances too. Not exactly sure where she sits. Tidal Force is a mile. Not consistent at times. But it's really Damager we need to get going. I think it's a mile 4. Running at a mile 6. It's 100% jockey instructions and hope. That's what that one is. Okay, Ram Scoop. We got this, we got the Arc de Triomphe, we got the Japan Cup. If we can get up to like a 133 and then take 3 points at the Arc de Triomphe and 4 at the Japan Cup, like the 140 race is possibly alive at that point, but like it's a real stretch. Northern Dancer Turf, mile 4, grade 1, class 1, 3-year-olds, Woodbine in the rails. Can't fix it. Even imported a track from somebody else's schedule. Just doesn't seem to wanna to fix those rails, and I'm definitely not skilled enough to or patient enough to figure out that editor to get it done. But we are at the back in Pinterest dress. Anaqa Brian and Kamina Bite are there. Jacaro Vintage against the rail. Out to Sami Minor and up to Indian Barrister, who leads in the yellow silk. Half a mile from home. Long left turn. Got that little pond in the background. Very scenic, very nice. Much wow. Inside the final 1.5 then. We're inside the rail. I don't know why I was thrown by that again. Jacardo Vintage is slowing. Tommy Minor is coming up. So are we. They're going to drop off. We're going to push on. We're just about going to have enough. And Ramsgroup comes through from the back. Closer. Gets the job done. It's not a huge race. Is the field good enough? 126, 126, 124, two 117s. We hold a 130. We do hold a 130. I feel like the hope is still there, which is killing me. I don't think that we're going to do it. I don't think it's realistic. But I can see how it might work. This is a good field. Might be a little bit of a tough race. Pecan could actually be dangerous here. Maybe. They like more distance. I mean, Binocular Roberts is high rated and the favorite behind us. I like this form, but also they're not on distance. It's such a weird field. Feels like just my horses running against each other. Like I'd have no idea at any given distance who would win what. I'd back Tidal Force at a mile. Outside of that, I don't think I'd know. Even at a mile 4 to a mile 6 or 7 or 2 miles, like I just wouldn't know. 7 furlong to a mile, Tidal Force. Anyone else, any other distance, is a possibility. Awesome again, 1 mile 110 yards for 3-year-olds and above, Class 1, Grade 1. Here at Santa Anita, on the dirt track. Couple of good horses. Couple of really good horses. Head Pecan, Binocular Roberts in that chasing pack. Tammy Minor also there. Callie Kent out at the front. Princess Lucy. And on the outside, Corpus Felix coming with us and running really well, really strongly. We need them to drop off. Oh, they just about did there. Ooh. I really thought they were going to take it on the outside. They powered down that home stretch. They were fighting, and then they just ran out of steam, couldn't get up, and we slowly pushed out the head of them and Head Pecan. Tidal Force in a good field, a really good field, wins it by half a length. Couple of extra points. I was hoping maybe a bit more of a jump, but I can understand why not. It's kind of been a slow climb for us in terms of ratings. A little bit of a blip. Yeah. It's like second, third, first, fifth, first, second, first, second. Like, that's our entire blip, which is pretty much a 6-month blip. Yeah. 3 wins in a row at a mile, no moving up and down, nothing too crazy, and we're back to steady wins. Is that horse as good as I think it is? Or am I just overthinking it? So I've had a lot of horses like that. They look really good, they feel really good, and then just don't win the big one or are inconsistent or don't travel abroad. Or we get all the way up to like 135 and above rating, and then horses fall off a cliff somehow. I'm not sure that's what this is, but it there is a part of me that feels that that's a possibility with Tidal Force. And I really don't want that to be the case. Like, I really don't want that to be the case. Yeah. So what do we got other than these two? Not a ton. November, I think we run the Guineas in New Zealand, which isn't a part of their Triple Crown, apparently, but so be it. Go against naming conventions, why don't you? That still allows us to run one of these. I think the QE2 is a bigger race. 100%. Okay, let's run Ram Scoop. Longchamp. Arc de Triomphe. Good field. Nadis is here. Vrij is here. And Guidance. And Cesenia Francesca's here. Is Webby the most dangerous? Possibly. We're about to find out. Mile 4, Qatar Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe. Class 1 Grade 1 3-year-olds and older on the Parisian turf. Yes, it's such an interesting field. I don't know. What about Guidance? Kind of came out of nowhere. Shocked me a little bit. So that might be the one. I don't know. The Eiffel Tower is in the background. It's that direction right there. Yeah, I really can't think with this field too much. But Weber's at the back with Muldoon's, Rice, ourselves, Barbaroli, Henny, Tony Flo, up to Maxi Nardis, up to Questina Speculation, Cesenia Francesca, and Horsley Archer. Then the front three single at Vrij with Rush Zagi and Lily Wen also in the mix. Final 3 furlongs. We are coming up. We are coming on strong. Do we have the pace? Do we have the stamina? Do we have the desire? Up to the final furlong marker then. Rush Zagi's going to kick out from the front. Away from Horsley Archer, who's dropping back. Maxi Nadis is there on the outside Webber Guidance. We are just coming through though. Ram Scoop, if not getting the 140, at least takes the Arc de Triomphe. Oh, that feels good. That actually feels good. One of my favorite races. Kentucky Derby number 1. Grand National number 2. Arc de Triomphe number 3. I've won plenty of Kentucky Derbies. I've won a handful, small handful of Arc de Triomphs. Never have I won the Grand National on this game. I don't really play UK jumps that much over the years, so yeah, some of the big horses I was looking at here were in behind us. Webby was the biggest threat. It's a good win. Probably not enough to move our rating. I doubt if we're much above a 131. Get 132. There's just not enough left in that schedule. There really isn't. Okay. Doncaster, Swan Dive, St. Ledger. Like, what is this horse? Is it a mile 4? Is it a mile 5? Maybe? It kind of runs in that bracket somewhere. I think we're under distance in any case. We're going to try and challenge later. 1 mile 610 yards, William Hill, St. Ledger, the third leg of the Triple Crown in the UK. Class 1 grade run for 3 rows on the turf. And we're off and we're running. We go towards the front, but the field doesn't really split. We start dropping back and we're in the pack. Ronkino Alert leads us out. Everybody else in a bunch. Glowing Shrew, Aziana Demo, Help Me Ronda Obrom, Mariner's Performance, Itzy Jovita, Gaelic Roxanne, Avison Island, Daylight Poppets, and Humongous Jones. And of course, towards the rear, danger of being blocked off, Swan Dive. We didn't have to win. We didn't have to run well. But why did we have to get injured? Avison Island wins. You get a breeding barn, and you get a breeding barn, and you get into the breeding barn. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Finish off with a bang. Finish off with an almighty bang. Curragh Island, Triple Crown, third leg, Irish St. Ledger. Not going to analyze the field. Not going to look for triangles. Oh, I should have done jockey instructions. I should have done jockey instructions. Challenge later. This should have been a challenge later. This should have been a challenge later. Oh, I could have just thrown an Irish Triple Crown shot away. Damager, please. Oh my god, I even hit the wrong button there. I even hit the wrong button and we're so far back. Yeah, I can't do anything right now. I can't do anything right now. Yeah. Oh, I was thinking about the injury. I was thinking how annoying that was, and we had other races run, but no, I'll put her in the barn. And as soon as I bred, I felt there was a snap decision. It's only 2 weeks, and oh, and then my brain's like immediately, oh, Triple Crown. Let's just ignore that. Let's get on with it. So we dive right in without thinking about the jockey instructions. Playing too hard, too loose. And then my brain's thinking about that. So instead of hitting tab to speed up the race at the beginning, we hit space to send us to the end of the race. And we end up in a bad place. we end up in a bad place. Yeah. Two wins in America, Triple Crown for Promised Princess. A first, second, and third in the French. And 2 legs of the Irish for Demolition Damager. It's as close as we've come to a Triple Crown at all. This entire season. We even lost a rating point on Damager because of that. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. That really sucks. Okay. Let's go to Kyoto. Promise Princess, challenge later. Second in the first leg. Wins the second leg. Now in the third leg with jockey instructions, so at least we haven't got that wrong. But a middle of the field right now. Up to Tanho and Lorraine. Kamesa Gale back again on the outside. Behind us is Dina Alamand, Gairan Jumbo, Frankie Hauer in this field on the outside, ready to come from the back. Vanta Hawley, Factory Denis, and Orifera Jardi at the back. Legend Note and Ellerslie Route have led us out this entire time. We could get blocked off. Gale is stopping us from moving outside, but still 6 furlongs to go. They drop back a bit. Pathway opens up. We can make this happen if we want it. No sign as of yet of Frankie Hauer. Ellerslie Route really going for this. We come around the bend. We launch out. Legend Note comes with us and is slightly ahead at this stage. Tahani Lorraine looks like they're coming up. Gairon Jumbo looks like they're coming up. Where is Frankie Hauer? They're leaving it late at the final furlong marker. It's neck and neck. Legend Note and Promise Princess driving now for the line. Down the home stretch, half a furlong. Frankie Hauer nowhere to be seen. Probably going to come up and steal maybe third. No, they're just out of it. They did not get the distance. We did. Half a length back in that first leg. Decent win in the second. Good win in the third. Like Promised Princess. Half a length from winning the Japanese Triple Crown. A short head away from 2 legs in France. And maybe just a better run with instructions. Could have got us closer in France. Probably not a Triple Crown winner there. And probably not in America, but the first 2 legs and then blowing up for the third. This is by far the horse that achieved the most. It's got bare minimum extra speed, bare minimum cruising burst. But it's got good potential already filled out and good distance adaptability. And that might be the longest race a 3-year-old of mine has ever won on the flat at a mile 7. But yeah. So half a length away from winning the Japanese Triple Crown. And besides that, a short head away from winning 4, 5, 6. Yeah. From winning 6 legs of Triple Crowns. So if both those things, that short head and that half length, had changed, we would have 7 of 9 Triple Crowns. The only ones we would have failed at would have been Grand Prix de Paris and the Belmont. And the Belmont we blew up for. Yeah, we won at a mile 4 and a mile 7. So this one not running well at a mile 4 is a little more puzzling. Could just be a bad run. It could just be a bad run as well. Yeah. Well, if nothing else, I'm proud. Damager, give us a shot. Promise Princess got us closer than ever. Off the back of 2 pretty damn impressive Triple Crown runs anyway. But got even closer in Japan. And we are sitting here with Tidal Force 127 rated, Promise Princess 128, Demolition Damager 130. Next year's 140 race will be interesting. Got a couple of months to finish off our runs this year. Finish up some breeding. And you know what? Princess is going to go breed. 100% Princess is going to go breed. I want to make sure that's done for the end of the year. And probably Ram Scoop too, to be honest with you. Since the 140's kind of done. So, yeah, a few more runs just to finish out the season. Didn't claim any of the 9 Triple Crown races. I feel like I learned a lot. I'm a little confused over my horse's distances. But we got some really good horses. We had some really nice runs. We claimed a few legs here and there, just random legs. And then a couple of horses did really well, grabbing multiple legs of the same Triple Crown. Or coming really close, or in Princess's case, both. Definitely the star of the show this year. Probably my runner at a mile 4 next season. Yeah, Tidal Force. Hopefully my runner a mile or a mile 1 next season. I feel like that makes sense. If I can figure out where Much Demure goes. Because she started to run really well after a little hiccup along the way. So yeah, I think we got a lot to think about. But I think breeding for the end of the year, we'll see what yearlings we get. And we'll just try and sort it all out again for next season. But yeah, 0 of 9 Triple Crowns. Did pick up all 3 World Cups. Didn't get a 140 on a 4-year-old. But we are set up for that next season with some very high-rated 3-year-olds. So we go again. We see how it goes. So I hope you enjoyed. I'm sorry I couldn't land a Triple Crown. But hey, that's just the way it goes. Sometimes we got close, we got unlucky. Whatever it is, we booked them wrong. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But yeah, we didn't dominate. We're under 40%. So under 50%. We're 41 of 86. But we're just under 56 million on the season, which is quite nuts. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the ride. I hope you've enjoyed the look at the schedule as well, which is available for download. Check out the tips, tricks, cheats, and tutorials playlist. Videos 13 and 13A will get you all the information and files you need to get this schedule in your game, as well as earlier videos, which is the installation of mods, including the start date mod. So that's the basis these work off. So if you are interested, go check those out and get your game looking and feeling a bit like this one. But yeah, more to come. Like I say, end of the season. Gonna run Ram Scoop a couple more times in big races, and then probably dive into the breeding barn before the end of the season. And just run these 3 colts until they don't want to run anymore. I feel we'll just book them as best we can. But yeah, I appreciate you being here for the journey. Leave a comment, helps the algorithm. Hit like and subscribe. That really helps the channel massively. It's free, it takes a couple of seconds. Please do that if you can. As I say, check out the other playlists, including the tutorials, tips, tricks, and cheats playlists we got going on for more info about the game. And yeah, till next time, thank you so much. We almost got there. Until next time, though, take care, stay safe, all the very best to each and every one of you. And let me know, if you use this schedule, what, if any, Triple Crowns did you win? And also, like, I wouldn't mind seeing a picture of the horse that did it, look at their bars and see how closely yours look to mine, and like how close I was, and if I just booked the wrong horse and the wrong one. If you have an opinion on all that as well, let me know, comment section down below. But best of luck in your hunts. I'll see you back here soon.